Nope, don't like it. Shouldn't have done it. It's too much. We'll leave that to Ben. Howdy folks, this is Jake here with the Banjo Ben General Store. It's legit. I have a hat and everything, see? And we're here at the future side of the actual store. I've got stuff everywhere. We're still in the construction phase, but I'm here in front of our video production booth. And I've got a bunch of instruments to show you. We're running on special this week. And it comes with all kinds of goodies, which I'll kind of explain at the end. And give us a call and we'll give you a great deal and set you up, make you an offer you can't refuse. So if you give me just a minute here, I'll figure out how to spin this camera around. If you can't tell, I'm holding the camera myself. This isn't Hollywood. We don't have a crew here. So bear with me. I'll get everything flipped around. I'll run through everything we have and I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, well, we'll just go ahead and start over here on this side of the stage with the shiny ones, since that's what I'm drawn to first. And what we have here are three Recording King RK-36s. They're all the same. And they are made very similar to a Gibson style of banjo. They have the one-piece flange, full weighted tone ring design. And these are high gloss mahogany resonator and neck with the rosewood fingerboard with kind of modified seagull inlay there. They're really, really, really great banjos for the money. I mean, these are professional grade instruments, and they can be had for about 25% the cost of most other professional grade instruments. So also with all of our banjos, they do come with a full professional setup, and that includes installation of the 5th string spike capos. So you don't have to worry about getting it and finding some kind of mad scientist somewhere crazy enough to try to put spikes in your banjo. We do all that in-house before we send it. Back here we got the twins. Those are two little gold tone pluckies. Great for travel purposes, if you're on the road a lot, to keep your fingers limbered up. Also highly recommended for children. Over here we have an only child. That's a Savannah SB-70. And that's a really decent little, very inexpensive banjo. It's got the fiber skin head on it, and it's an open back, so it'll give you more of that mellow, old-timey sound. Here we have some of our smaller wooden instruments. This one here is a MD305, and that's an Eastman mandolin. And it's all solid woods, spruce top, maple back and sides, hand carved. And that one does have the radius fingerboard, and it also comes with a gig bag. You can see it back here just to the left of that plucky. And the other three mandolins hanging on this tree here are KM650s, Kentucky. And they're all solid wood too, F-style. And these have a traditional flat fingerboard, if I'm not mistaken. And they are just great for the money. I mean, I could go out on stage with any one of these and feel, completely well armed, as it were. That's another one over there. And then one in the back. And then we also have a couple little Hilo Ukes, which are very, very, very inexpensive, but they're decent quality. Everything that we sell, we're all musicians here, and we don't sell anything that's not good. We don't sell any cheap stuff. We do sell inexpensive things, but they're not cheap. But we recommend these ukes, especially for children learning to play. They're a great first instrument for something like that because of the nylon strings, and they're really easy to note. Let's move on to the guitars here. We have a bunch of Blueridge guitars, and we've got two series. We have the historic series, which come with standard Sitka spruce tops and rosewood bridges and fingerboards, and they come with a standard nut spacing, which is 1 11/16. And then we have the more pre-war series, which come with the Adirondack tops with the wide spacing and a simpler headstock. So starting back here, what we have a Blueridge BR-140. All solid woods. All these are solid wood. This is a standard spruce Sitka with mahogany back and sides. Fantastic instrument. I've actually got one of those myself, and I I take it out whenever I don't want to, be abusing my expensive guitars. And then down here in this case, we have a BR-140A, which is the Adirondack with the wide spacing on the nut. And it's the same way with this one here. This is also a 140A. But this one's kind of special. I set it up on a stand for a reason. Let me grab it here. I'll show you some things about it. This one has some really slick bear claw in the top. You see that? Isn't that gorgeous? And it also has some nice cross grain in the back, which you don't see too often on these. Just wonderful instruments. Moving on across the floor, this is a standard Sitka BR-160, which is like the Martin HD28 version, basically. It's got the herringbone inlay on the top with the rosewood back and sides. It's got kind of a snowflake inlay pattern there. And then over here, it's also a BR-160, but it's one of the pre-war Adirondack series. So it's got the Adirondack top and the wider nut spacing. And then over here, last but not least, we've got another 160 standard. So, in a nutshell, that's the family. And why don't you give us a call and you can adopt one of these fellas, or multiple. They're happier in groups. All right, folks, thanks for suffering through my commentary there, but that's all the stuff we're running on special this week, and those all come with a professional setup, and we can ship those out to you. Pretty hassle-free, really, and if you call by Friday this week to place your order, Ben said he would throw in free membership on his teaching site, which is a fantastic tool. He walks you through everything from learning how to hold the banjo and wear the picks to all these various instruments, guitar, mandolin, and banjo, and all the way up through advanced stuff. So that's up to $150 value right there. So with that in the setup, that's a couple $100 off already. So be sure to give us a call. That number is 1-833-BANJO-BEN. How easy is that? Or for those of you that don't have one of those magical number to letter dial decoders, it's 1-833-226-5623. Thanks for watching, y'all. Have a Merry Christmas.